All right, everybody, Corey Noel here, veteran trainer. And I did the video where I was upgrading my stack a few weeks ago, and there were some parts missing. And I was a little like, oh, the provider, the company didn't send it out. Well, long story short, they did send it. Package was lost by the delivery company, and myself filed a lost package claim, but the company I purchased it from did the follow-ups, and they said, listen, we'll take it over from here and we'll send you out the items that are missing, are instead of waiting to get the package back and resend it and all that jazz. So just received the items today. So I've got my two extended arms that I'll put on either side of the stack that accommodates the extra plates. And I received the last plate. So again, no fault of the sender. I think someone opened up the package, or the package was mishandled, because the previous packaging they sent, it was all wrapped in cellophane and packaged nicely and tight and zap strapped and all that stuff. Where this came in a giant stupid box that was torn all to hell and had tape all over it. It was an Amazon box, which I know wasn't from the original company. And the shit was just slapped in there. So somebody went through the package, So I won't name the shipping company, but whoever, shame on you. All right. Anyway, all that to say, I'm finally able to get these in there, put that plate on there, finish putting on the other identifying labels on the other stack, and be able to use the full stacks now. So very excited about that. So thank you, BeFit Canada, for making it right and sending this out as promptly as you did, and rectifying that problem for me and not leaving it up to me to handle. So appreciate that. So anyone out there within Canada looking to buy a great functional trainer that has both stacks and plate loaded options, plus a Smith machine, check out Befitnow. Okay, mine's Mr. Monster. So I'm gonna do a follow-up review on that soon, because I've had it for 2-ish months. I might wait till maybe 6 months. I might do it sooner. I don't know, because there's a few things I've learned. There's a few things I've changed. There's a few things I've modified. Well, not a few. There's a couple things I've modified, and I'm going to pass that information on soon for all you that are looking for functional trainers. Okay. So anyway, today is going to be a short video of just me updating the stacks and getting them rocking and ready to roll, which is perfect because today's a back day. So I'm looking forward to using that full stack. 220, baby. That's right. Okay, so stick around, follow along. If you have a functional trainer, if you have a Mr. Monster and you're updating your stacks, hopefully this video, you find the information here helpful, and it'll ease your mind on how simple this is for you to change and do it. And yeah, see you at the finish line. Cheers. All right, so quickly before we start, tools required for this job. Need a 5/16 Allen. And this one is a 5mm Allen key, 11/16 open close box wrench, 3/4 inch socket, and an adjustable wrench. Those are the tools you'll need to do your stack upgrade. Cheers. Okay, so first thing I need to do is remove this securing plate at the top so I can pull these bars off and start deassembling the stack. And this is just a couple of 3/4 inch bolts, which you don't crank on too tight. They're just there to secure the rods in place and hold them stable. So, and make sure you put a hand on this plate, because last time, I don't know if you remember, it fell. So okay, there. So the stack lowers because it holds it up in place. So next, it's 2 smaller bolts there, 11/16. Yep, there we go. Okay, make sure you turn the right way. All right. sorry, it wasn't those first bolts, it's these ones. You remove these ones and then that plate's gonna fall. So you gotta get a grip on that as well. Okay, come on. All right, there we go. Okay, so I place these up here because I know where they are and where they go. Okay, so take the plate, lower that down. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is remove this pulley bolt right here. So once we remove this pulley, we can pull the cable out of there and we can set this plate and the cable off to the side, and then we can lift this whole lifting mechanism right up and off of there, right? Because what we're replacing is the rod that goes down through all the plates, all right? We're putting on a longer one so that I can access the 220 pounds. All righty. All right, so here we have a 5/16 Allen and then 11/16 nut, nylon nut on the other side. We're just going to loosen that off. Pull that out. Make sure not to, and then just going to lift that wash or that pulley out of there and set it aside. I'm just going to hook it up out of the way so it's not going to hurt. I'm not going to whack myself on it or anything like that. Okay, so now we're ready to pull the lifting mechanism right up and off of there. Okay, just need to get it past the top bar here. There's one and there's two. Okay, boom, that easy. So next we'll be pulling this off so we can get this next bar or the new bar in there. Okay, so next thing I've got here is an adjustable wrench. This one here was just hand tight, so this one's loose, so I can spin this pulley off, essentially. Pulley's off, locking pin is off, and first nut is off, and next I'll loosen off this one there. Pretty easy as well. And next thing I knew is I just need a little Allen key to loosen that off so I can drop that out. There, okay. Okay, and get that loose. There we go. That's it, that. Now, there's another one on the other side. So, loosened off this side, I have this one as well. All right, so some leverage on that. There we go, okay. Okay, so now that should, let me take those right out just in case. Oh, ta-da, boom. Okay, so that is out. Just so you're tracking what we're doing here. Old, new. So you can see why we needed a new one. We've got, you know, I think it's like 10 extra plates on the side. So we need that, we need the extended rods. That was pretty easy. Okay, so I'll do it again in reverse. And that way, hopefully it makes sense. And if you're updating your stacks, again, hopefully I'm speaking clearly enough and intelligently enough that you understand. So, all right, so making sure, now make sure that when you put it back together, these are going to be canted up. So when you're plate loading, if you're still plate loading beyond 220 or 264, these are angled up so your plates don't slide off. So this is coming in through the bottom here. Next step is the little locking screws. All right. Always making sure not to miss thread. I'm not using Loctite either because they'll be tight. You know, I want to be able to take them off if I eventually down the road upgrade to the 264. But, you know, tight, hand tight, and then quarter turn. That should be sufficient. That in there. And then just a quarter turn. Because I also got these locking bolts here as well. So this one's gonna tighten this on. Okay, so back it up 3 seconds here. I almost made a mistake here. Okay, so if you could see, that's angled. So I'm gonna need to loosen those off a little bit and make sure that is straight for when I'm plate selecting. Ding, ding, wake up, Corey. All right, so caught that quickly, thank God. All right, so I'll just back these off a sec and then straighten that out slightly. And yeah, wow. I noticed that right now instead of wondering why the hell it wasn't working. Okay, so here we're at. Secured the locking nuts here. Extender rod is in, secured the locking nut here. Next thing we're gonna do, my securing pin for plate selection will go on. Next nut is going on, and that's going to be for locking the pulley. Pulley's going on. So when putting the pulley on, it has to be in line with this. Okay, so another thing to make sure of. And I'm going to put it on probably half distance there. I might just slightly have to adjust it depending on my pull or my cable thereafter, but I'm going to put it on so it has plenty of thread to grab. There. So I'm going to line it up, and then I'll tighten up that lock nut there. And there we go. Okay, there we go. So next thing I'm going to do before I put this back on is I'm going to weigh this, because this is it's got quite a bit of weight to it, and I never weighed it in the beginning, so I don't know how much this is. So the plates are 11 pounds each. I'm not exactly sure what this is, so we're going to double check that. All right, so got a digital scale here, placing it on. And it's coming in at 17.2. So you can see that there, 17.2 pounds. Now, yeah, because this is a pretty beefy lifting mechanism assembly here. And I was always curious as to how much it weighed, because I'd be doing one plate for a certain exercise thinking, oh, that's like 11 some odd, you know, depending on what this is. Well, now that's almost 30 pounds. All right, so that's a big difference. When and that's a good boost for the ego too, because I'm not just doing one plate now. You know, it's almost 3 plates when you're selecting just one plate. All right, you know, a few pounds off anyway, so 17 pounds for this lifting mechanism. All right, okay, so now replacing the lifting mechanism back on the stack. There's no left or right to this. All right, both sides are identical. Okay, and the securing pin, it swivels around here like nobody's business. All right, so don't be concerned about what side was what here. All right, so one at a time, get it on there. A little bit of there we go. Okay, ta-da, and slide the plates out of the way. Trying to, if you remember a few minutes ago, I was trying to eyeball that pin. Well, oh, okay, there, works, good. Right there, right there. Okay. I might have to maybe adjust that slightly, because there's just a little bit of, oh, works there, okay. These are all good. As it gets farther down the rod, it's just a little, yeah. That could be the stack might be twisted because I haven't secured the rods back yet. So anyway, I'll get this all back together and we'll double check, make sure it's working. Okay, next is putting the pulley back. And there's no left or right to this as well. Okay. The only thing you make sure it's below the securing plate, and the cable is through it first before putting the pin back. Okay, so pins in, nylon nut. Again, 5/16 and 11/16. And I'm not going to go crazy tight because I don't want to sandwich the pulley in there so it's not spooling freely, okay? So hence the nylon nut. So there's just like a thread and a half protruding the nylon nut there, which should be good. Okay, so 2 steps left and that's it. Man, this is quick and easy, quick and dirty. All right, mounting plate. Hold it in place with one hand or she'll fall and go flying on you. All right, just hand tight first. Get the other one on there. Hand tight. And they've got holes here, and that's where those bolts will go up into so that when you use the larger bolts, it fastens it tight to it. All right, 11/16 again. And just hand tight. Because you can only tighten up so much because the rod starts to spin. It's got lock washers. There you go. Okay, so. Okay, now I'm gonna lift it. Oh, Jesus. Okay, that was easier than I thought. Just lift it up and then holding it so I'm not putting stress on those threads. I tighten that one up as much as I can. And then still holding it. Take the other one. Come on, baby. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna back this one off just a little bit. A little bit more play there. There we go. Okay, there. Okay. There. Okay, hand tighten them both. And now it's the 3/4 inch ratchet. And again, not super torque. There we go. Boom. All right, let's test it out. Okay, hard as nails here. Going 220 stack, seated row, dry, no warm up. All right. Okay. Oh yeah, okay. Nice. Wow, that's a dead weight. That feels good. Nice. Still smooth. Feels good. No friction. And now we got 220. Next, same thing on the other side. All right, so got this one all assembled now. But I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to weigh it as well and see if there's any discrepancies. Get that pin out of the way. Exactly the same. If you can see that, 17.2. 17.2 pounds. That's awesome. Exactly the same. So that makes it easy. That makes it easy. Cheers. All right, so fully assembled. And when I cut the cables last time, it looks like I lucked out and they've got about the same amount of slack. So bingo, that's fantastic. I don't have a seated pole, a seated row positions on this, but I just fully loaded it, gave it a few tugs with all my might, and it was nice and smooth. Okay. Last thing to do is just put the number indicators on these plates, and then we're complete. 220, both sides, full stacks. Loving it. Love it. All right, so there we have it. 100 kilograms, 220 pounds complete. Both sides are reassembled, tested them both. Everything is still smooth and operating perfectly. Shout out to Befitnow for getting them out to me. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm still happy with my functional trainer. I will be doing a full review again here soon on it. Yeah, so excited to work out today, and today's back day, so lots of cable stuff. All right, cheers. All right, everybody, so that's the 220 pound stack upgrade on the Mr. Monster Befitnow functional trainer. Wow, that's a mouthful, eh? Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. All in all, it was probably a half hour's time on disassemble, reassemble both sides. All right. Couple things to make note of when you're securing that extender rod in there, that you make sure it's lined up properly with your plate selector. Okay. And test it, make sure that it's functioning smoothly and whatnot. And if you're unsure, or if your selector is not lining up with your plates properly, okay, there's little screws right here. If you could see these 4 holes right here, there's an Allen key nut inside there that's for adjusting your lifting plate, you know, the height of it, so that it makes your pin selector nice and smooth, and it should be getting fetched up. Okay, so again, hopefully that's another helpful tip. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully it was useful. Hopefully it was helpful. Again, I'm putting this out there just to make it a little bit easier for yourselves and myself. You know, it was a learning process for me too. Little things you need to remember. Okay. So yeah, enjoy your functional trainer. And again, I'll see you at the finish line. And today's back day, so you'll probably be seeing something from that with these 220 pound stacks. Yeah. All right. Corey Noel, the veteran trainer. Cheers. Out.